Morning FlossTube, happy December, happy Flossmas, it's time. So very briefly, for anyone who has come across me for the first time, my name is Jess, Cross-Stitch Jess. Yeah, this is going to be Flossmas, so we're going to do a little snippet each day. I've got some advent calendars. If you want to know all the details, go check out my plans video from a month or so ago, because I want to try and keep these as, we're going to try and go as snappy as possible, which is not my forte. So I'm just going to get stuck straight into it. So I have my KLT charting advent, I've got my exchange advent, which I am very intrigued by the size and shape of this package. I have, oh, Karen Croaky. I have my little stockings. So in here I have the name of a project. It could be a new start, a restart, or a whip. Again, go check out the plans video if you want the breakdown of why that mix of things. But also, as of yesterday, there are, John has added some goodies to here. And he also yesterday handed me this tube. I have no idea. Just handed me the tube and said you're going to need these. So we'll figure that out together, I guess. So I'm going to, like last year, I'll do opening them sped up with some music over the top, and then I'll talk you through what each of the packages is. So Alfie's come to join me as well, so I'm going to have to make space for Alfie now. Oh, come say hello. Come say happy Christmas. All right, let's go. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do these in reverse order because this is what I have in my hand. So my project is gonna be my space dino. So he is, Turtle Bay Textiles, gorgeous project bag to start with. So this is a restart. I'll put the overlay on very briefly so you can see the information. But I am doing this on this gorgeous cotton fabric using waste canvas. I was literally talking to Emma from Emma X Stitching last night about doing Flossmas and being excited for all the projects and doing Dinosaur December. So I'm actually really hyped that this is the first one and I can join in Dino December with her. So I will make a restart, I guess, on this today, probably straight after filming this, to be fair. What else did we have? So from my exchange partner, I have an advent calendar. Advent candle even. So it's got some really pretty Christmas motifs on it, and then it's got the numbers down the side so you burn it a little bit each day. I will say, opening this, the first thing that I saw on this was just burn within sight. I was very confused. And I will say apologies for my weird facial expressions whilst I tried to get this open. I only realised after doing so that I was filming and that you were all getting my like, I can't open it kind of face. Anyway, thank you to my exchange partner. My KLT charting thread is this gorgeous plum colour. It doesn't appear to have a name. Oh no, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Love it. This is perfect. It's sort of it is, I think, just purple, but it's like from a dark purple to almost a lavender in a couple of strips. It's almost like leaning a little bit towards greyish purple. It was really pretty. I'm very happy with that one. And then my last minute additions from John, which I'm fairly certain have come courtesy of Rachel Talking Dog Stitchery. Got two gorgeous threads here. So we've got a classic Colourworks Thundercloud, which is a lovely sort of soft grey, and then Weeks Dye Works Blackberry, which is this lovely sort of fuchsia and purple combo. Really lovely. Thank you for those, John. And then the mystery thing. So this looks like it's going to be... John and I in the past have done Lego advent calendars where you get like a few bits each day. And sometimes you give the instructions. Like I've done one where I didn't give him the instructions until a few days later to see what he thought he was going to make with it. But this, it's probably not going to focus because I've got the camera the wrong way around for that. This is a little bit of instruction that is telling me to get out some of these parts and put them together into a little flat, or two little flat pieces. So I have no idea what this is eventually going to make, but we're going to find out together. Yeah, I'm proper happy. I love the pretty threads. I'm really excited. I am going to go and make this and then start on my dino project. So I will be back tomorrow and I will show you how far I've got with the stitching and open the next day's worth of advent. So see you tomorrow. Welcome to day 2. So there'll be less on the even days because I have the stockings are only every other day and that's like half of what I've got to open. But quickly, this is my progress so far on the space dinosaur. I am determined to get his face outlined today, so, but this is already as many stitches as I got in last year across 2 days, so we're making good progress. And I appreciate this looks like it's going to be really boring on a white background, but this is eventually what it'll look like. It just means there'll be a big reveal at the end. So for today we have a nice little one from my exchange partner Julie and a bigger one from the KLT charting. So let's go. So we have from KLT charting. I didn't realise that the flosses on the fabrics were going to match. So this was yesterday's. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas thread, 8 metre skein. And then the fabric is also the Nightmare Before Christmas. So this is a 14 count. So I went for the Ada option. But I believe it's like a mix of counts. So other people might have gotten the same colour but in a different... Ooh. Oh, I unfolded it. Look at those pinks. This is gorgeous. I love that. That would be amazing for like a Halloween-y piece. Love it. Okay. So that is an absolute win. The outside did not do that justice in the slightest. Absolutely love that. So thank you, Kim. I am thoroughly enjoying this so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next colourway is. So I'm going to pop the thread in there to keep it safe for now. And then, no. Sealed it with like as much air as you possibly could. Not the plan. Okay, and then from my exchange partner, this looks like it's a hang on, where's the opening of this bit of packet? There it is. Multiple layers of plastic. So this looks like a like a fancy pen with like refillable ink cartridge things. Yeah, is it a spring one? I don't know. I will figure that out. But yeah, lovely, nice pen. Thank you, Julie. I can't work out how to make. It's a twist one. Twist to make it pop up. Yeah, I am a big fan of sustainability stuff. So yeah, it's really cool to have a really nice pen rather than cheap, crappy plastic ones to get thrown away when they stop working. Cool, so that is it for today. I have already had a busy morning. I've been out for what I jokingly call my quarterly stabbing. I get B12 injections, and I was due one about a week ago, but couldn't get an appointment, so I am happy to have been stabbed. But it does mean I've lost some of my stitching time this morning, but this will be staying on my Lowry, and like I said, I want to get the face filled in, so I will see tomorrow whether I've made that target, but you will see in just a second. Welcome to day 3. So I'm really chuffed with my progress, actually. So this is how far we've got with Space Dino. So I did a centre start, came up and filled in all of the black outline for the T-Rex's face, and then I have made my 12 starts, 12 whips of Christmas. I've decided on ultra hard mode, so I've already put them away. In my stocking advent is the name of my new whip, and then John has included some threads which are from Talking Dog Stitchery's advent packages. So they are mystery colours. Well, for this one it worked. We'll see how it goes for the others. I've decided to try and incorporate the colours that I opened on the same day as the project. So the tongue here is Weeks Dye Works Blackberry? Blackcurrant. I think it's Blackberry. Which is a sort of variegated purple and magenta kind of colour. So I've added that in there, and then it doesn't show up very well on the waste canvas, but there's grey all in here, which on the pattern is DMC 168, which is kind of a blue grey. The grey that I received was Classic Colourworks Thundercloud, which is more of a sort of grey. But I've subbed that in, so that'll go sort of, it's basically the shadow for anything white, so the helmet and the astronaut suit. So yeah, I just thought that was a fun little way to sort of incorporate the thread colours. I think it might be a challenge on some of them, like the full coverages. I might have to get creative, like use it to do my initials or something in the corner, but I'm gonna see how it goes. So that was project number 1, and you can have a little bit more of a sneak peek at the fabric there, because I posted this project on Instagram, but obviously with the waste canvas you can't see the fabric, so it's like, I just want to show off the fabric because I love it so much. So today we have another brain not functioning KLT charting advent. We've got my exchange advent, and we've got a stocking, which I'm excited by. And yeah, let's go. Starting with the KLT one. So the next thread is this gorgeous green, and it's called The Grinch. I'm not going to try and incorporate these into the projects, just they're an 8-meter skein, but they're limited edition, so I kind of don't want to use them on anything until I'm ready to use them on a project, just because I don't want to risk running out. I keep forgetting to say there's a little chocolate in each of the KLT ones as well, which has been yummy. I'm gonna put that up on my shelf so it doesn't roll away. From my lovely exchange partner Julie, I've got a little pack of 5 Adas, which are sort of a perfect size for an ornament, maybe even for a mill hill if I wanted to do a mill hill on fabric instead of perforated paper. There's lovely blue, green and red, and then a cream and a white. So, perfect. Thank you, Julie. Ooh. Pop those there. And then the stocking. So the threads from the thread advent, we have Weeks Dye Works Peacoat and Gentle Arts Chestnut. So the peacoat is like almost like it is like a very dark grey, but it's a sort of blue undertones, I think. Blue grey. It's a very nice colour with a little bit of variegation. And then chestnut, which is a nice sort of gently variegated brown. And they actually, I think, will work really well for my light sampler. So this is, I'll put the overlay up with the main information. This is my Our Forest embroidery. I started this one last year, so I've got some progress on it there. And the colours are actually these nice sort of autumnal browns and oranges. So I actually think particularly the chestnut, I could slot that in very easily. There's this one that I've not used yet actually, which is quite similar. The peacoat might be a little bit more of a challenge, but I will endeavour to find somewhere that I can sneak it in. It might require looking at the pattern. I might have to do some counting to find some kind of little motif that I can add those colours in where they're not going to need, like, I don't want to completely substitute. I just want to find a little motif that I can put a little bit of those colours in. Yeah, I'm excited to work on this one. I think what I'm probably going to do is try to focus on the core project for the 2 days, but if necessary I will go back to previous projects. So for example, this is a very dark blue fabric. If I ever have, like if over the next 2 days I have a moment where I want to stitch and the lighting isn't good, I might jump back to Space Dino, just to keep it within the 12 projects of Christmas, but to give myself some grace. So that is that. I will be working on that today. And then the little plus sign thingies. So the day one had me make these two little combinations. And then day two, I think looks like it has me sticking them together and making another one. So I will keep you updated. I still have absolutely no idea what I'm making. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I am going to leave it there. I'm trying really hard to keep these snappy and I don't think I'm doing a very good job. But hopefully with the sped up opening in the middle, it won't be too bad. So over to tomorrow, Jess. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this progress. I thought it was going not badly, but I wasn't going to get much progress in. I even remembered my board. I am feeling good about life. So this is where we got to. So with my two new threads, these two, so I've come down and added this little mothy guy. So the top half of the wings was meant to be the brown I showed you a second ago. I don't have handy now. So I swapped that out for this one, and then the bottom half was meant to be a different brown, but I figured like it would be cute to have the whole moth be in those colours. And then I've also come up and finished the top of the lamp. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with this because I didn't have a ton of time yesterday. John and I had plans in the evening, so a good sort of couple of hours that I would normally be chilling and stitching, I was out instead. So today I am also out this evening. We have my work's Christmas party, so I don't know how much more I'm going to get done on this, but I'm going to start on the border that goes around this lamp, which is in that same brown that I hadn't stitched yet. So I have unwrapped that, and there's I think a few tiny stitches in these moths, which is the same colour, so those will get finished as well. So we'll see how far I get with the border. I'm not like stressed if I don't get much in. Yeah, happy with that progress and happy that I've managed to get 2 projects worth of fancy flosses in. I did mention this plan to John and his reaction was quite funny. I joked like if there's like a lime green or something that I might just have to use that to do like to stitch my initials, which I don't normally do, but like to find wherever the bottom corner of the project is going to be and like replace what like stitches should be there with my initials. Alfie, please stop. I'm giving you fuss. You don't need to lunge for my hand every time I do the hand waving. I'm not waving it in front of your face to be mean, I promise. Yeah, if it's something crazy and it's a full coverage and I can't find a way to work it in, initials is my fallback plan. and John joked that I'm going to be doing a lot of initials because he's intentionally picked pairs of colours that are completely different to put in the stockings together. So yeah, slightly ominous, but we'll see. I guess you'll see in a minute or two. Well, tomorrow's clip in a few minutes. Don't know. Anyway, Advent. So we have what feels like a book, quite a chunky book, and I'm guessing this is fabric. So this is my KLT charting one. So this matches the thread from yesterday, which is called the Grinch, but this one is sparkly. Hadn't occurred to me that there might be opal ones in there. So it's a relatively small piece. It's 9 by 13, so perfect for some little ornaments, some Christmassy ornaments, with a sort of Christmas tree colour background. Yeah, love that. I'm still really, really happy with like how variegated this is. I think that would be really pretty for anything kind of tree based. It'd be lovely. Right, organise my life. And then from my exchange partner, we have this lovely notebook with, pretty sure that's Leonardo da Vinci's Sunflowers, but I am terrible with knowing famous art. I know it's famous art. The fact that it says on the back the Leonardo collection is what's telling me that it's, I think, a Da Vinci. But yeah, I actually have been thinking I need to get hold of some notebooks. If you have watched in the past, I went through a couple of months in the summer of playing a game called Blueprints, and that definitely required making notes. And I had to go and find and use an old work notebook that I'd like was a work branded notebook that I'd never used. But yeah, now I have a proper notebook. Thank you, Julie. So those are the only two for today because the stockings are only on odd days. So I'm going to leave it there and keep this as short as I can and go and start stitching a border. So see you in a few seconds. Hello, day 6, day 5, don't know what day of the week it is. So where did I get to on this? So I did what I wanted. I finished the lamp and those little moths in the middle. Like I said yesterday, we added this with my Thread Club threads, and then I came in and added some of this border. So I didn't get tons of stitches in, but I had, like John and I had quite a lot on Wednesday and Thursday evening, so I'm still happy with that. I finished the first sort of motif. I think this is a weird one because it's nice to stitch on when I've got really good lighting. It's like I can sewing method, so I can go quite quickly, but it is really dark fabric, so I basically can only stitch on it here in this exact spot because I've got the really good light that I can point over my shoulder. But I do need to make sure I get this out more in future because I really enjoy it. Hi Alfie. So we have the KLT Advent and my exchange Advent today, and we have our next stocking, and just off camera we have guest appearance from John because I've opened these when he's not been here. So let's start with this one. Start. We have from the KLT charting one, we have this lovely grey thread. It's got some sort of light brown undertones, I guess. It's called the Polar Express. That's a really pretty sort of neutrally grey. From my exchange partner Julie, we have these two lovely variegated DMC colours. So 4060 is this one, and then 4110 is this sort of peachy colour. They're really pretty, thank you Julie. And then we've got some more instructions, so we will work on that after the video. And then we also had my third whip is going to be Quaker Snowflakes, which is fully beaded. And lastly, we have the threads from the Advent, which going to be a problem. I'm not gonna lie, that is not something that I'm going to be able to incorporate into an entirely beaded white project. So this might be, I might just have to accept this isn't going to work for every single one. I guess I could incorporate this one into the light sampler. I could go back and add this somewhere, and likewise I could add this to the dinosaur. I could do it like the inside of his mouth or something, which I think is a good compromise. They're going in somewhere. I don't like even doing like initials for this project in one of those colours. Like, these are the beads that I've got, so they're just white and blue. They're not, it's not gonna go at all. Right, I'm going to call it there because Alfie is demanding to go outside, as he does whenever I'm filming. So I will see you tomorrow for the last segment of this video. And just like that, it's the 6th. So I should have done this in advance. Let's quickly take this off of the Lowry. There we go. So my progress, upside down. I'm actually sideways even. I'm stitching this sideways because of the direction I want the beads to go in. Clearly too early. I'm actually really impressed with how much progress I made. I more than doubled the number of beads on this yesterday. So I can't remember how many of these small motifs I'd already done, but I know I did this one, this little one, and then these 2 bigger ones. So yeah, I'm really happy with that progress. I think there's a few more small ones to come in down this side, and then we're basically at that bottom section with the trees and the birds and the flowers. So I'm proper happy with that progress. I think very satisfyingly as well, I ended last night on 1,111 beads or stitches done. So yeah, that's my progress. I'm going to work on it again today, although I'm going to be editing this video. I've got a housewarming to go to. I've just got some other stuff on today, so I might not get tons more done, but I'd like to at least finish those little motifs down this side, so that we're partway across. And also have a full one for comparison. Excuse the rustling. So the beads do stick to the side, so it looks fuller than it is. But this is a full tube of beads, and this is how many I've got left. So it would also, although I think it's unlikely, it would be really satisfying to finish off a tube of beads. And then I've only got 3 more to go. I'm not actually sure if I've ordered enough beads. Pattern's about 6,000 stitches. And I think I bought them having been told that there are about 2,000 in each of these white tubes. So I figured that would cover me, and then the blue would be like a substitute. But I think I'm probably not going to get 2,000 out of that tube. So may have to order some more. But that is definitely not a now me problem. It's a 2 years from now me problem. Right, today's Advent. We have my KLT charting Advent and my exchange Advent. So let's go. So as before, this is fabric that matches the thread. So again, this one is called the Polar Express. It's a lovely sort of grey colour. I'm going to get it out because I've already fallen for it's not what it looks like. Different on the inside. There's some slight sort of brown grey mottling in there that you don't really see when it was folded. And the same on the thread. There's some slight grey in there as well. So love that. And this one's a 16 count. I think the previous 2 have both been 14. And I do tend to lean towards the higher counts, so nice to have a 16 count in there. I think on the label there's also space for an 18 count to have been marked, so it might be that there are some 18 counts in there as well, but I will use them all regardless. tuck the thread nice and safe in there, like I have the others. And then I feel like I always forget to say, because I put it up on the shelf so it doesn't roll away, but each of these has a little chocolate in as well, which is I have been thoroughly enjoying as a little treat throughout the day. Put that there. And then for my exchange partner, it's kind of hard to tell, and I don't want to take the wrapping off because it looks like it might just unravel if I do. But this is a roll of ribbon, which is actually perfect because I think I showed on my previous update at the Harrogate Knit and Stitch show, I did a workshop for making fabric gift bags. And I'm planning to do some the way that we got taught, with like a loop of ribbon at the top and you fold it down and loop it over a button to close it. And I also want to try making some with like a channel for a pull cord, like a ribbon. So I'm always happy to add new colours to my ribbon stash. So thank you, Julie. I'm going to leave it there for now. Again, I just want to say specifically thank you to Kim from KLT Charting. I am loving the fabrics and threads, and thank you to Julie for all my goodies so far. I will be back in about 6 days. I think I'm going to do 4 of these videos, so it'll be about 6 each time. So if you come back then, you'll be able to see how far I got with this in the end. And see what my next 3 projects are, which I'm really excited for. So see you next time. Thanks for watching. Happy Christmas!